I'll tell you this, man. The easiest way to conquer a country is to marginalize the men. You remove the men and masculinity from a populace, they then become easier to control. That is essentially what's happened here in the United States. Men have been marginalized. There was actually one commercial, and I'll probably find it during this broadcast. It's a commercial where apparently dad made a mistake about some internet service, but that wasn't what really got me. What really pissed me off about that commercial is the way the daughter talked to dad. She's like, "Dad, genius dad here made the egregious mistake of blah, 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 blah." And there are a couple of times during the commercial where she just flat out, like just the way she looks at him. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, you're actually going to allow your daughter to talk like this to you in front of everybody? It really is unbelievable. But let's go back to the women can do it all. Let me go to EO with this first. If a woman really, really tried, I don't know, if maybe it's a trick question, is there a scenario in which a woman really could have it all? Because I don't see it. I don't see any scenario where a woman could have it all. If she's married, if you can't serve two gods. You can't be a titan of the industry at your job and be a good mom. Every single mother I know is a bad mom. All of them, including my own.
Example of that is Sarah Palin.
Sarah Palin, and look what happened to her in the media, right? And we haven't heard from her. We haven't heard from her since 2008.
She was out of her daughter's life. Her daughter's out there doing dates.
Her daughter's name was Yeah, that's exactly right. Her daughter's name is Berlin. I think she got pregnant right after the election. So there you go, being under control. EO, is there a scenario where women could have it all? If not, I mean, what's the closest they can come?
No, they can't have it all. I was taking some notes earlier for a show coming up this week, and I said women love to make decisions until they have to experience the consequences of their decisions.
Woo, wow.
That's the truth. Women love to say, well, let's do this, let's do that. But they don't realize the cost of doing that, the management of doing that. I was also telling someone that I was coaching recently that it's very difficult being a man.
Yes, it is.
What we have to undergo to not only become successful and valuable to the world, to ourselves, to the people around us, to the world at large, but we have to learn how to fight because we have to protect.
That's right.
We have to learn how to control our emotions because we cannot go up here. We have to stay right here in the middle, even. We got to be ready to go in any direction. Women don't have these concerns.
No, they do not.
Women all they care about is how they feel. They don't even think for a second of what we have to do to protect, to lead, to guide, to raise our children. To discipline the children and not go over the edge with that either, because then you put yourself into trouble. We have to be so calibrated as men that it can be very stressful, and women don't appreciate it and they don't respect it. So, and I heard an old timer say this the other day. He was an old timer and he had some game. He said, women want to be equal to men. So men are up here and women are here. And what women are doing is they're trying to push men all the way down here so they can now be equal. And that doesn't make you equal. If you just push a man all the way down to where you are, that doesn't make you equal. If anything, it makes us, weaker as a nation. And so what I would say is this is absolutely not. Women tend to like the idea of being able to be independent and call shots. That is until all the results and consequences come of these decisions. Now you're thinking men ain't shit.
That's right.
Well, men ain't shit because you wanted to lead. And I will say this, maybe men ain't shit too. I think a lot of men aren't shit either, which is what we're working on here with our businesses. But I will tell you that women are, it's all about how they feel, what they think they should do. But once the bill comes, now they're freaking out. And so my answer to that is no, absolutely not.
Okay, very good.
They can't.
Let me piggyback off of that with my next question for Jap. And this is something that Rollo Tomasi says all the time, and it's so true. Women these days in 2022, modern women are given all of the authority but none of the responsibility. They're given the title of a big boss, but when the shit hits the fan, it's always somebody else's fault, which proves that women can't have it all. Women want all of the title. They want all of the rewards that comes with being the boss bitch and this and that and the other. But then when the shit hits the fan, it's because of the patriarchy, or it's because I don't have enough time or energy. Jap, what are your thoughts on women who want all of the power and none of the responsibility?
I mean, man, it goes back to, I just want to piggyback off of what EO was saying.
Yeah.
Not only is it consequences that women don't want, they don't want the work.
Yep.
They don't want to actually do the work. They want the results to be the same, but the work to be lighter for them.
Yes.
But they don't want that to be highlighted. Yep. Perfect example of this. And you guys can look it up. Look at the requirements that it is for a woman to be in the military and a woman to be a police officer.
Yes, sir.
A woman to be in a fire department, or a woman to do anything that requires physical labor. And they do the women's physical test. The woman's physical test is a woman's physical test.
Right.
It's not a man's physical test. They do women push-ups. They do a certain amount of women sit-ups. They have like a cushion of training wheels that they're able to get away with. They have a bumper that protects them from not failing.
Right.
Now, they don't have to do the same thing that men do to qualify, but they have to be paid equally because they complain enough. But if they really wanted equality, then they would want to do the same things that men did to get these positions.
Right.
You know, but they are experts at complaining, and men are not hypersensitive. That's the problem that we're facing right now as men, because they're able to pretty much demonize masculinity and manhood, and we don't step up and we don't complain. We just make shit happen.
Right.
The moment that they don't get their way, it's a movement. You know what I mean? It make a whole movement out. It's a hashtag. It's a march. You know what I'm saying? It's a T-shirt. It's a campaign. It's a website.org. We don't do that. We just get the shit done. We don't complain much. You know, and if they really think that they're equal to us, you wouldn't complain like you do. Right. You know what I mean? So I think that women want the rewards and don't want to do the work. I don't think they are capable of doing the work. I think they bring out great suggestions, want all this consideration, bring out all these great ideas, want things to change, but don't actually want to get their nails, break their nails and get their hands dirty to actually get it done. They want us to do it, make it easier for them, and then, you know, take credit for the change being made. Like, no, if you really want to think about it, changes get made with countries and stuff like that because the imminent threat of violence and men, you know what I'm saying, holding back money or spending money and where it needs to go. Women don't sacrifice money and they won't sacrifice their lives.
No, hell no. But that's not their role though, right? Like women are not, but they want all of the benefits that comes with the willingness to sacrifice their money and their lives.
And they're great at arguing it down as if they are really willing to sacrifice their lives. But if you really think about it, we could take this back to just a simplified situation. If women really are willing to sacrifice their lives and money, when these bitches die, these single mothers die, what do their kids get? I'll just tell you right there. It's plenty of women right now who are bad bitches with BBLs who can't afford to die. Because you don't even have money to pay for your own funeral. You pass that debt on to your kids. Now, you're not going to tell me you're willing to die for your kids. You'll do anything for your kids. You will not sacrifice money for your kids. Now, and I tell people all the time, you want to find out if a woman loves you, see if she spends money. And most black women don't spend money on men, and most black women don't love black men.
Shout out to Black Phillip in the chat. Says, why is there so much complaining going on here? What benefit do you have from having these observations? Well, you see, Black Phillip, most men are not aware of what's going on in within the dating market. You can call it complaining if you want to. Yeah, some men complain. We are making observations. This is why people watch our show, because a lot of men are unaware of this. Now, Black Phillip, if you want to rebuttal, you can go ahead and we've got the phone lines open. I'm more than happy to talk and debate with you, but I'm not going to go back and forth with someone who's going to be basically a black pillar. Your name is Black.
Hold on, Don. Ask him this. When did men finally decide to start making the complaint about these women? This is new.
It doesn't matter. Black Phillip is no.
We-
Listen. Hold on.
For the longest.
Look, Jeff, you're right. He's one of these. He's just one of these people who pretends he's above it all. But I mean, listen, Black Phillip, you're more than welcome to call in, man. The phone number is on the screen. If you want to call up and ask us what benefit do we have to gain from these observations, I'm more than willing. I know you're not going to call because you're probably a punk. You're probably a yeah. Right, exactly. Black Phillip is a dude with a cape. I could be wrong. You could be. I mean, listen, if you're not a bitch ass nigga like you think I am, go ahead and call in, and I'm more than happy to have this respectful debate. But I'm not going back and forth with some loser in the chat who thinks he knows what's going on.